What is up, Bras, and welcome back to another insane tricks video where we have tricks from unorthodox YOLO spawn peaks, the craziest new 1v1 angle to check, and even somehow we have new azami barrier trigonometry tricks to get kills on attackers that are actually going to make them punch their monitor and put their fist through it. I recently asked what types of videos you wanted to see from me, and tricks was the #1 voted type of video, so I tried to go absolutely ham with this one. And if we could please get 6,900 likes on this video, then I'll go ham again in February and do another one. So sit back and grab a G Fuel while you watch this, because that is literally what I lived off in order to make this video. Especially their new Pog Juice flavor, which is a passion fruit, orange, and guava flavor that absolutely slaps. Pog is really popular here in Hawaii, and G Fuel actually killed it with this one. A 40 serving tub of G Fuel comes out to only 89 cents per serving. It has 0 sugar, tons of antioxidants, is delicious with a ton of new flavors, and it's the official energy drink of esports. If you'd like to check it out, then click my link down below, and as always, code Brah is going to save you 20% off anything that you like, and that really helps support the channel. And now, without further ado, let's get into the first trick. On the north side of Oregon, you can actually find some sandbags and then get 2 vault prompts up on them in order to have an elevated angle through the kids window and into the common southeast corner of the room. Defenders commonly stand here to challenge top white and the rotate, or to just listen to sound cues in 1v1s. So since it's so quick to get into, it's a cool spot to check whether you are 1v1ing Spoit or facing some sweats in rank. Azami is still breaking my brain to this day, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. On Theme Park, you can throw 1 barrier towards the bottom south side of the coffee machine that's in waiting room, and then you're going to throw a second Kiba barrier on the side of the first one towards the bottom. So you can vault onto the chairs, crouch walk your way to the northwest corner, and then simply walk forward and you'll get a vault prompt. Make sure you don't sprint forward, or else you're going to get too close and it's going to break the barriers before you get the vault prompt to show up. On Skyscraper, you can get to one of the most elevated spots in all of Siege by using this Kiba barrier trigonometry. The first barrier needs to be placed while you're prone as close to the dresser as possible and right at the exact tip of the gold leaf that you see on screen. The shape of the barrier should have a right side that is steep, but no perfectly vertical drops. You can get a couple of different shapes here, so make sure you place it how you see on screen. You're then going to go prone on the right side of the barrier and then look for a triangle or arrowhead shape that's directly left of the line in the dresser. Once you throw the second barrier, you will be able to look towards the wall at a slightly northwest angle and get a vault prompt onto the vase. From the vase, simply vault up again, and you now have the craziest spot that Skyscraper has had since it got reworked. In the lounge on Skyscraper, you can place a Kiba barrier on the front of the bar and then vault onto the counter to head glitch through the alcohol bottles for an angle that goes all the way from the south to the north in VIP. Attackers coming up the stairs or entering from Dragon or outside literally can't see you, especially if you throw a second barrier, because that second barrier connects to the top of the bar, and then you literally only have your forehead that's poking through glass bottles exposed, and that's even if they somehow make it closer to the door into exhibition, but they're going to be dead way before that because you'll be able to see them while they're much further back. In the kitchen on Cafe, you can throw a barrier on the top left corner of the right drawer, and then a second barrier partway up to get a hidden vault prompt. You'll need to vault onto the counter that's next to it and then slowly go north until you're elevated on the edge of that counter. After you're elevated, simply run at the barrier, you'll get a vault prompt, and then you're going to turn into a literal rat from Ratatouille. On Layer, you can make a nasty angle in the lab bomb site by throwing a Kiba barrier to the right of the top shelf. It, for some reason, takes a perfect pizza slice shape out from the bottom, where you can then crouch, lean left, and shoot through the desk, all while your head blends in with the background and makes you nearly invisible. This angle goes to the filtration room, which has a window entrance and a stairs entrance that attackers come from. There's also a default cam in here, so you'll even get a warning shot so you know when to get ready to shoot.
All friendlies have been eliminated.
On the roof of layer, you are not able to see up and over the edge very good, but if you elevate on the red toolbox, you can get a vault prompt onto the box that's on the north side. Once you're on the box, you can then walk along the railing to have an angle straight into the side through the outside wall. If you get up here post plant, it's pretty much a guaranteed win for you. There's a simple vault prompt that you can use in the bunk room on layer to get in the bunk for a funny hiding spot. You simply look southeast and vault over to land on the open guitar case. From there, just crouch walk into the bunk for a funny spot that could be made even better if you have a friend that's able to block you in with azami. In the lab room on layer, there are these two secret pixel peaks that exist. The first one is on the counter facing east, and this angle goes into lockers. The second pixel peak is facing west and can go through a soft wall into the lab support room. Both of these are really good angles to keep in mind, and they're both really easy to get into depending on where you are getting pushed from, so they're easy to get in and out. There's a hidden pixel peak in briefing that goes through the counter onto the projector wall. This wall is right by the doorway that attackers enter through when they push from security. This angle is harder to line up than some other pixel peaks, but it's also one of those spots where you can guarantee you're not going to get shot back from, so keep it in mind, and maybe in the right situation it's going to come up and it might be useful. There's this crazy pixel peak on layer that goes through 3 doorways, and it starts in the operational room and goes through the door that's in the upstairs site. I really like this pixel peak because it's a really easy spot to get into as an attacker, since the operational room is connected to outside via a door and a window. So you can get here really quick and catch defenders that are rotating between sites really fast. On Nighthaven Labs, there's this random angle that not many people know about. It goes from the warehouse into storage, and all you need to do is go prone by the forklift and you'll get this gap between the boxes and the pallet. This angle is also really hard to see through the chain link fence from the storage side for some reason, so not a bad spot to quickly check if you know someone's either rotating in and out or hiding in there. On Outback, there's actually a pixel peak underneath the shark railing that you can get bullets through. Angles can be from the stairs to top shark or vice versa, but I definitely think doing this with glass is best if you've cleared bottom shark and can afford to stand here for a few seconds while you wait to see if somebody's going to rotate. The shot is hard, but it's a cool line of sight to know about. An easy, really well hidden line of sight is to simply open up the bowl window and then stand on the south side of the refrigerator outside and look between the handles. Lots of times defenders are going to crouch around this area or eagle peek the window, and you're going to have a good chance to get a pick. Did you know that on Villa, you can actually get bullets to go through every single one of these blue boxes that you find around the map? The trick here is that you need to go prone while slightly elevated. The one in Trophy Room works really well because you can just leave the bottom trim of the wall where you normally put a rotate, and then you can go prone on the wood to see the pixel. Of course, you got to make sure you're not getting pushed from the bathroom, but in the right situation, this is a crazy angle. On Emerald Plains, you can get a pixel from the west side of statue all the way through meeting by simply pushing yourself north and then looking through the folded gold edge of that soft privacy wall. It's really well hidden, nobody expects it. Most times people here are gonna expect a melee hole if someone's peeking from it, so cool one to keep in mind. There's a really psycho spawn peek runout that you can do on Consulate that makes sense if you notice attackers don't like spawning gas. You simply run out from bottom way and then you're going to look east through a gap. If an attacker spawned here, then they're going to run right into your crosshairs or even eagle peek you since you'll be detected, but you don't have to worry because you are looking through a gap that's between the hardcover scaffolding and the concrete wall. If you notice attackers love spawning gas, then there's this wild azami spawn peek that you can go for. If you break the window in west corridor, you can throw an azami barrier on the south side of the boxes outside. Now, when you vault over it, you'll have a view of anybody that's running out from the gas station spawn towards the front of the white van. You only have a second to shoot, but think of the glory that you are going to have once you land it. My favorite spawn peek on Cafe is from bottom white by putting a hole on the top right of the wall and then vaulting and running onto the blue box. You'll then have a line of sight over the blue fence right onto attackers as they come out from cover. Ironically, I'm pretty sure that this blue fence is there to stop spawn peeks, but it's going to actually be giving you hard cover instead. Most attackers are going to be checking the hall window on the top floor, especially if you have a teammate that's going for a spawn peek up there, but then they're going to just get slammed from below instead. There's a crazy strong spawn peek on layer right now, and it's the easiest thing in the world to do. All you need to do is open the door on the southeast corner of warehouse, and then you can stand halfway out of the doorway without being detected. From there, you can just look west, where a lot of attackers spawn, and wait for them to run into your crosshairs. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Love you all. Peace.